Okay, let's get started then.
Introduce it.
So
we decided to do it because, like, we run out of memes, basically.
we haven't posted in 2 weeks.
No, we just wanted to, like, chat, didn't we?
Yeah, because it's just something new to do because, you know, we wanted to develop a little bit more content for Waegukins, so we thought we'd start a podcast.
And obviously we can't meet up, so podcasts you can just do over the webcam and it's, like, pretty simple.
What kind of podcast do we want this to be? This podcast is just gonna... Firstly, I think it has to be talked about that we're going to talk about how we know each other and our relationship with Korean stuff. And then we just want to talk about anything, really.
Just like how we got into it, it's not going to be memey. I mean, we're not going to try and be memey. Like, it's just for a reason for us to chat about the stuff that we chat about anyway, but recording it.
They're recording it and letting other people hear it.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in us somehow, then this is for them. Because I've noticed there isn't any, like, Waegukins podcasts out there. They don't just chat about their experiences and stuff. There's always just YouTubers, and which is great and all, but there's kind of like a gap there. You kind of want some experiences that you can kind of relate to, so you don't feel crazy. You're in a new country, you're on your own, it's a whole new culture. You don't want to feel so alone.
Exactly. So we should probably tell everybody, for anyone that's listening, how did we meet?
Oh, that is a story and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
You were performing, I want to say Melted. Was it Melted by Akmu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
at
Melted.
some
KBS World Festival in 2014.
Oh my God.
So
6
a
years.
long time ago.
I was going to say, because you were singing there, and at the time I was trying to get into music videos, so I turn up, and like the festival is like you get through the country rounds, don't you? And then at the end you can get the opportunity to perform in Korea with like K-pop stars.
Yeah, and meet a couple of them as well.
And meet a couple of them. You got second place, so you got a pretty decent camera out of that.
Yeah, I did. I got a well decent camera. Like, I wasn't... That's looking back on it, that's actually a really good prize. But yeah, at the time you were doing music videos for some people. You wanted to practice doing more music videos because that's what you wanted to get into, right? Initially.
Yeah, that's right. I really wanted to just kind of... Because I was really into K-pop. And obviously I was like, 15 at the time. I wasn't going to just turn up to Big Bang and be like, I want to make a music video. So the next best thing was cover artists.
Yes.
And then I found you and I was like, oh my God, she's so good. Let's like make videos together. And I contacted you.
Yeah.
But I didn't contact you in person, did I? I went on Facebook like a loser.
No, it was online for a while and then we met up. I think I remember us meeting up for the first time.
Oh, I don't. Tell me.
I think that it was in one of the stations. I was like sitting there waiting for a while. It might have been... I feel like it's Charing Cross.
That sounds about right. That's where all the weeb stuff is.
Yeah.
Like Charing Cross is where like the Korean restaurants are. You got Leicester Square, which is where Chinatown is. All the Korean.
I swear, every time I've ever gone to London, if it's for like K-pop related stuff or something, we always go around the exact same route. Like it's always like I don't know where would you start, Trafalgar Square, and you walk your way around either way to Chinatown. You'd be there for about half an hour. You'd go walk around the same Chinese shops trying to find Korean food. And you don't even know what you're looking for, but you're just looking at it going, oh my God, oh 맛있겠다. And then you get bubble tea. Oh God.
I don't know if you ever did this, but when I was, because like I'm from a place where there isn't many foreigners. It's a big city, but there's not a lot of like foreign opportunities here, so they just don't move here. So when I went to London and I'd go to like a Korean restaurant or something, and I could hear someone speaking Korean, or I'd see a Korean walking past, I would just be like, oh my God, this is so 맛있겠다. And I'll look at them.
Yeah, you'd make it like really obvious. Oh, so Jesus Christ.
Oh, and the bubble tea as well. Oh my God. I thought bubble tea was a Korean thing. That's how bad it was.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, bubble tea, it's a Korean drink.
Even though there's probably Chinese writing all on the menus and that.
It was all in like Taiwanese or whatever it is, and I'm still looking at it like, I can't read Korean yet.
Oh, God.
So yeah, I contacted you over Facebook and we met up in person. And we walked around just talking in Korean to each other, but we were beginners at that point, so it was very bad.
Yeah, it would have been a proper mix. I would have loved to have gone back and hear us speaking in Korean to each other back then.
We have a few videos. Do you remember that video where I'm like running on the spot and you were like,
oh my God.
잘 살고 있는.
That wouldn't have been the first time meeting. No, that was on the day of K-pop Academy reunion. We did that, I think.
Would I have gone to the reunion with you? Because we didn't go to the same...
We didn't go to the same one, but we went to the reunion together. And I also brought another friend. And it was just like this big... I can't even remember what happened on that day, but I just remember that we stayed there until really late and made that really cringy video.
We made quite a few cringy videos. Yeah. This was back when I remember now, because we were like on Instagram, like hashtagging Korean hashtags because we were trying to get noticed in Korea through our silly little photos. And that video, I think, was part of it. It's funny little like hashtags, like you've got obviously Stalker, and then there's like a whole thing which relates to Stalker, like Instagram.
Fast forward, 5 years?
Oh my God, yeah, because we dropped out of contact completely. You started uni and then we didn't talk for about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, you started uni a bit before me. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 years before me.
I think you're a year younger than me, and I took a gap year, so it would have been 1. Yeah, you're 23, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm 24.
Are we born in the same year?
I'm 96.
Oh my God. God damn. Well, I always forget.
To be fair, I do too. I don't think of you as younger than me.
Yeah, nor do I. I thought we was the same age. Oh my God.
I think I did start uni a year before you because I took a gap year.
Did you?
And then...
Oh, you went to Korea first? Or?
Yeah, I didn't intentionally take a gap year. I just got rejected from the uni I wanted to go to. So I was like...
Yeah, you started uni. I think it's when the contact kind of dropped then, really, during uni. And then I started uni. And then you went to Korea.
We're both trying to do our own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we reunited or reconnected back 2 years ago when we was in Korea. And it was actually by chance.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh my God, you were coming out of Thursday party.
We was coming out of Thursday party and you were going in and we were like, nah, don't get there, it's shit.
Because everyone talks about it like it's the best thing ever, but it's just so crowded. Well, in the end, you gave up with all that, didn't you? You just went to the store and bought soju.
Exactly.
So, you know. You know what? We're proper Waegukins, just sat on the street with a bottle each, a whole bottle.
Yeah, oh my God.
Just sat on the street because we didn't want to sit in for some reason. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what we were thinking.
We must have just looked like such wigs.
And we were singing 동사야 돼.
Yes, we were.
Really loud.
Oh my God. People would just been like, fuck's sake.
I know. They're just walking past and we're like, 동사야 돼.
But anyway, that's how we reconnected. And we met up quite a few times when we were in Korea. And then
ever since we've been chatting, haven't we?
We definitely, we started Waegukins then in 2019.
But it was like, because it started of you putting something on your story and you were like, I've got so many silly photos, can someone make a meme out of it? So I was like, yeah. I sent you loads and you were like, we need to put this somewhere. And obviously, like, because we'd reconnected in Korea and we were like kind of missing Korea at this point. It was kind of like a way to relive those memories.
Yeah, definitely. And we were talking about stuff that obviously we couldn't talk about before because I'd never been to Korea. But we're still going. We haven't been there in 2 years.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why we're drying up a bit, because we haven't got any new material. All the stuff that I used to do and that we used to do together, like the stores we went to, they're all just closing.
Are they really?
You know Go Store? The one that we used to always go to? That's gone.
Oh, really?
It is, yeah. I thought that's crazy. It's massive. It had all those seats outside. We met so many people there.
Oh, it's so iconic.
Gone. I wonder if Monster Pizza is still there. Do you remember that? I
don't think so. I only got one pizza when I filmed that little TV show YouTube thing. And they ordered one.
It was near Go Store, the pizza place. It was like just across the street or whatever. And they used to sell just slices of pizza, but really big slices. And it's usually drunk people getting them.
Well, maybe they're still going. But it's crazy that, we're up to... What are we up to now on followers?
I want to say 9,300.
It's just crazy. Like, it's grown so much in a year.
In a year, like, how did that even... It's just your face.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't really expect that so many people would enjoy it so much. Like, so many people shared it, and so many people were, like, related to it as well. Especially because I've never lived in Korea for long, and a lot of the people that share it are people that have been in Korea for a long time. And obviously, a lot of the content comes from you as well. But collectively, you've been there for about a year-ish if you put all of your time together.
Which isn't that long at all.
Yeah, and then all these people are like, oh my God, this is so true, this happens to me, blah, blah, blah. Which is like, oh God.
But I find it funny that you'd spent so many years like being a singer, and then you were like taking photos and videography and all these things that you could have gotten famous for, and really flattering things. And in the minute you start posting unflattering, embarrassing photos of yourself, that's when things start happening.
Yeah, literally, God's sake. Yeah, even when I was trying to be a YouTuber, but it's just all fake, isn't it? Like, I was trying to be that kind of YouTuber that's just, like, it was too booey and just too cringy and wasn't being me. And, like, I never knew what kind of content to make anyway, so it was all just shit. Like, I remember I did a video where I was showing old artwork that I used to make when I was a child, and it's just like shush.
I think people can see right through it nowadays. People value authenticity.
You couldn't make anything like that now. It'd be like, I just get so many hate comments if I uploaded something like that, especially the makeup as well. Like, I did fucking Korean makeup.
That doesn't suit anyone. I don't know why people do that.
I know. Definitely didn't suit me. So you got into Korean stuff in 2009, right? Which is a long time before me, because I got into it like the end of 2012.
And you went to the Big Bang concert, didn't you?
Yeah, that was in December 2012. So I was in school at the time, because I was 16, and my friend, she was into like Japanese anime and K-pop and K-dramas and stuff like that, and we was really close in school. So whenever I'd stay at hers, she'd make me watch a little bit like a Korean film or listening to some music. And at first I really hated it, and I really it didn't stop me from going to her house for some reason. But I still wasn't really into it, because I think we probably balanced it between that and YouTube stuff. But then she was like, oh, I got tickets to see Big Bang. And I'm like, who are they? And she's like, please come with me, because my cousin can't come and no one else wants to come with me. So I did. And I tried to listen to the music beforehand, so it wasn't too... Like, I didn't know the songs completely. But just the whole experience of the concert was just crazy. After the concert, I got addicted to Big Bang and G-Dragon, and then... I think it was just a bit of Shiny, really. And I was just listening to the Alive album in my bedroom, not interacting with my family or their friends for New Year's. And I was just going mad in my room in headphones, listening to the whole album. And then 2013 came around, and then I just started learning Korean from then.
Oh, wow. So you pretty much started learning straight away?
Yeah, pretty much, because I wanted to be able to sing the Korean songs, because it was just frustrating to listen to it and not even be able to at least follow the lyrics despite what they mean. I remember trying to listen and write down what I could hear in English, which is a nightmare. And then I was just like, started to learn Hangul, and then I was like, oh my God, this is really cool, and just got addicted to Hangul. I think that's the thing that's got me into just keep learning Korean, is just because Hangul is so addictive to look at for me.
It is, and it's so addictive to, like, when you're handwriting it as well. It's like...
Yeah.
The thing is, I got into Big Bang through that concert as well, like, because I was really into 21. Like, that's what got me into K-pop.
Yeah.
And they were obviously not going to come to the UK. So the next best thing was going to be Big Bang. So I was like, oh, I want to see them, because it was the closest thing I can get to 21. I did what you did. I spent ages listening to the Alive album, and I was trying to like get into it and stuff. But at the time, the famous song, or the one that everyone was telling me to listen to, was Tonight. And I couldn't get on with it, and I still can't get on with it.
I don't really like that song. I like it sarcastically.
Like,
when it comes on ever so occasionally, I'm like, tonight.
Yeah,
it's just the auto-tune. But yeah,
I'd never choose to listen to it. So that's why I thought I didn't like Big Bang. And then I went to the concert, and then I dived into everything else and I was like, I like Big Bang now.
So how come you decided to go to the concert considering you didn't really get on with their music at the time?
Because back in the day, I don't know if this still happens, but there was YG, SM and JYP. And if you're not in those companies, you're not anything really. And the fandom was such that, like, if you were a fan of an SM artist, then you kind of was a fan of all of them. And so for me, I was like a YG one. So I was like, I love 21. I think Lehigh was coming out at some point. And I was like, I love all of YG because I love 21. So I wanted to support everything they were doing. I was so naive thinking they were like the best company doing everything ethically. I was like, I want to support them.
Yeah.
And so I went along anyway. I thought, like, because at the time K-pop concerts weren't really a thing. I think that was like the fifth one that had happened.
Yeah, I guess at the time it was like a crazy thing to think that there was going to be a K-pop concert in Europe or, you know, the UK. So I guess it was quite a special thing really then.
I think it's really crazy now because people like Blackpink, they went to Manchester or Birmingham or something.
Oh, did they?
They did, yeah. And I think G-Dragon went to Birmingham or something. I don't know. I just remember thinking it was really weird because whenever they come to England, it's always London and that's it. What are they doing up north? So yeah, that was my little story. I don't really have much to it. I think everyone has kind of, like, especially in that era, everyone has the same experience. They go on YouTube, they find a K-pop song they like, and then that's it. That's the end of their sanity.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't even imagine what my life would have been like. I mean, because before I got into Big Bang and that, I was into Steam Powered Giraffe, and the only music I really liked to listen to was YouTuber music because I loved YouTube at the time, so I wanted to be a YouTuber at that same time, and I loved Steam Powered Giraffe, and I was just listening to both of their albums all the time because I got a dress from my friend that it just looked really steampunky to me, so I was like, can I please have it? And she was like, yeah, okay. So I probably would be walking around like a pirate or something now.
I think you would have, because when you got into K-pop, you started walking around like a K-pop idol, didn't you? Like dyed your hair and all that.
God, that's a thing for another podcast. But my Weg past is not as bad. It's just visually bad from how I used to dress and stuff. So I understand career booze because I was there.
You was there. Are you still there?
No. She's gone.
I don't think that's a thing anymore, though. I haven't seen anything cringy like that. I mean, I can see K-pop fans have their own style, but it's not cringy.
I think it's changed. I think it's more casual.
Because back in the day, it was so difficult to come by, especially in like Western countries. So the more difficult it is to come by, the more obsessed you get because you're like,
yeah, definitely.
They make up for the fact that no one else is listening to it.
I think it's just changed because it's more, the whole Koreaboo thing is just a bit more well known, so people kind of know not to be too over the top. But I think people just are trying to casually incorporate it into their style.
Yeah, definitely. Like, especially nowadays where you've got more like K-pop groups that are more like badass and less cute ones. So people are easily able to like take, I don't know, it's like a Western thing to not be too like cutesy and young, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we have more like Western K-pop groups that are more like badass and stuff, it's easier to follow their style and not look too crazy.
Yeah, I think because of the cringe compilations, at the time, those compilations didn't exist because that's when they were being made. So that's just how it was. And then after those compilations have come out and people were looking at it and going, this is what you're going to get laughed at if you act like this. So I think people are being more secretive about it. I think people are being more subtle. But it's still there.
They're probably sat in their room doing the makeup. They're still sat in their room going, bye.
They've got like the tinted lips.
Oh my God, yeah. I still do that sometimes.
Do you?
Just less like, because usually like if it's OTT, it's like concealer around it and then like the tiniest bit in the middle. I just gradient it a little bit because my lips are odd. My top lip's like smaller than the bottom, so I just like to make it even.
So you're trying to hide your bottom lip a bit, or are you trying to make the top lip bigger?
Well, it depends on my mood. Today I tried to make this one bigger. When I used tint, I tried to make the bottom one smaller.
No, I'm glad my makeup has gone completely different now.
What did it used to be like?
Just Koreaboo, like really pale, thick foundation. Eyebrows. I went through a few stages where I tried to grow my eyebrows out so I could have the thick one, but I've plucked my eyebrows for so long, don't grow back that well. So I couldn't really get that thick straight back, and it just didn't look good on my face. And then I did the classic white eyelids, like glittery white eyeshadow, and then a winged eyeliner, and the lips, no blusher, no bronzer, and loads of cringy selfies. I used to take loads of selfies in the morning after I'd just done my makeup, so I was like loving it, and I put together a little compilation of like 4 different pictures, doing 4 different poses, like all this shit, and posted it on Instagram before going to college. And I just,
Do you still have these pictures? You might need to show them.
Yeah, I'll have to find them.
I do remember I've got a photo of you. I think it's on Waegukins as well, when it's like you photoshopped yourself into an M countdown picture.
Oh my God. I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, because I did that. I didn't even do that on Photoshop because I didn't know how to use it. I did it on Premiere.
That actually looks pretty good though.
It does look legit. I've done quite a few of those, but we only posted that one picture. But I did a whole photo shoot of me cosplaying as a... I felt so uncomfortable doing it, but I cosplayed because I was getting out of that phase then. I cosplayed as a male K-pop idol, just anybody, and did a whole photo shoot in my uni room. And
oh my God, in uni.
Yeah, it was in uni. Like I had to, no one saw me do it. Like it was completely just, I changed the whole outfit and everything before I went out. But yeah, there's a whole folder of the shit, and I think I've deleted it now.
This is funny because obviously, Nikki, you got into K-pop at about late 2012, 2013. So your career boo phase stretched out until uni, whereas mine was over by then. So my uni experience, like, although I was still really obsessed with it, I wasn't like dressing up like it anymore. So I was able to start off on a somewhat clean slate, whereas you didn't.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so annoying because it's like when I look back at it, it's weird because when I started college, it was quite career booey. And then midway through college, I was there for 3 years because I changed courses. Midway, I got out of the career buoy stuff. And then, so I grew my hair out, I did my makeup differently, I started wearing fake tan. And then towards the end of college, I got back into it. So I cut my hair really, really short. I started dressing like really tomboy. Just as I started uni, that was my style then, right at the beginning. So first impressions, that's everyone's first impression of me. And then I slowly came out of it and I just started to be very more experimental with my style and dyed my hair bright highlighter yellow and stuff, which I like that style. I think that's my favourite style, and I went a bit mad with my style then. But yeah, towards the end of uni is my consistent style now.
And here
which
you
is not
are.
career buoy. And here I am.
No.
Who knows? I might cut all my hair off next year and it'll all happen all over again.
You have your phases, don't you?
Oh God, yeah. I'm horrific for phases, but luckily I never did any of the typical phases, like emo or...
Oh, yeah. I had an emo phase, but it lasted for exactly 2 days. I went full out. I bought new clothes, I did my nails, did my makeup, because we didn't have uniform at my school, so I could just turn up and be proper. I went to a school, there's a school in it's a school in Milton Keynes, and they're quite well known for being a bit different, so they don't call teachers Mr. and Mrs. They don't use uniform, and it's more of a campus, so it's really big. It's like a 10-minute walk from one end to the other.
What the hell?
Massive. Got a swimming pool. It's a public school and it's really crappy, but it's just massive and it's just really cash. And then they changed it recently so that someone took it over, and then they gave the students uniforms. They started putting up gates around the campus. The teachers were like Mr. and Mrs. And then it got even worse. And then whoever took it over was banned from taking over the school. They were just taken off, and now the school's trying to find someone else to lead it.
What the hell?
I know, but it was a good school. Like, it was different, but I enjoyed going, especially like because of the uniform thing. So I could live out my emo phase.
Yeah,
that was. I dyed my hair blue and it was fine. Like, and I used Manic Panic, which is like a little bottle, little pot, and my sister bleached it for me, so that's a good start. And then I had to use like 2 or 3 of these little things. It was like 30 quid, and I had to do that every month, and then I had to have extra to put in my conditioner, so it was really expensive to upkeep. I don't know why I did it.
I would have loved to have dyed my hair green though. I should have done that. No, I did, but not like properly.
You did, yeah.
My hair was too short for it to be like, wow, look at me, I've got really big green hair. Whereas your hair was really long.
I think at the time, like, Because your hair was short, so you could just change it, and you were changing it quite a lot, the colour. You can't do that with long hair. So hopefully now there's some sort of background and context to our meme page that just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully, if you're listening, that you know a little bit more about us and Waegukins.
I mean, it was a decent story. I just don't know if we conveyed it right.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
We don't intend to stop doing this anytime soon. We want to keep this podcast going and just talk about stuff.
Yeah, we want to keep something going on Waegukins. Like, even if we run out of memes, there's always going to be something. And that T-shirt thing went so terribly.
That's so annoying. I'm going to have to change the advert now.
Yeah, well, they've upped the price. It went out of stock for about 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
I think it's back in.
Now it's back in, and the price is bumped up, so woohoo! I was considering getting a black one as well.
Oh, yeah, because I made a white version of the logo. And then I think the grey one, is that going to have the white logo on it or the black?
Oh, I think white could look good, but also black would look okay, wouldn't it?
We can test it.
Yeah, let's get the whole range.
It's just like buy the whole stock so that we can run out again. It's so annoying that they don't deliver to Korea though.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that want our t-shirt delivered to Korea, which isn't doable. So,
which is annoying because that's like the only country that our page is aimed at.
Yeah, I know. There's so many people that are in Korea, but I mean, they're foreigners that are in Korea, so they're going to have a base somewhere else that it can be delivered to. Somewhere in Europe, hopefully. Right, how do we wrap it up?
Well, if you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes, thank you for listening. If you have listened to the whole podcast.
I mean, even if you've just skipped to the end, that's fine too.
Yes, exactly. Even if you stop listening at this point, it's totally fine. Because we're just wrapping it up anyway.
Right, if you want to ask anything, just put it in the comments and we can talk about that because we're going to run out of topics quickly otherwise.
We're going to be elaborating on these things in future episodes, as well as other things that you can also get involved with and tell us your stories. If you're just stumbling upon this, you can find our Instagram page, Waegukins, at instagram.com/Waegukins, or we're on Facebook and Twitter, same name, at Waegukins. And we also have a group that's it's a bit neglected, which is called Waegukins Play Centre, which has kind of got the feeling of a cafe. We're all in a play centre together, but
just connecting and chatting.
So if you want to join that, then please do.
Okay then, thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.